Hey everybody, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing my videos with your friends and family, and those you know will also benefit from this information. Um, I just wanted to mention a couple things today, and then I've got a few questions today. So the first thing I wanted to mention is that uh, these these times that we're in, one of the Nefarians have duped us in so many ways, and we've been discovering that for at least the last few years. I've been trying to shed some light on some of these things for you guys on this channel. Um, but one of those things is, or that kind of has occurred to me, is that the Nefarians of the dark side likes to take that which is good and totally pervert it somehow, turn it upside down, turn it inside out, whatever, just messes with it. And one of those things is video games. So video games are there to distract children and adults alike from actually practicing real life video games, which are actually going on in the energetic realm all the time. And most people are unaware of it. So it is true that our world and our life is literally a video game. It's a simulation, and it is a video game exactly like they show, well, almost exactly like they show in the simulation, that is separated from you by a television screen, making it seem like that reality is over there and I am over here, even though your emotions and everything are pulled into the video screen. And you're feeling all the sensations of fear and fight and flight or survival, competing for the thing that you snatch up and get points for the bonus and all of that. You're feeling, whoever's playing the video games are going through this range of emotions, and they become totally, completely addicted to it. If you were to take your kids who are playing these video games and actually teach them the real life video games that are going on, you teach them how to do energy work, they would actually be helping defeat evil forever. They would be able to accomplish incredible, incredible feats in the energetic world. So we're kind of failing our kids if we're letting them fall for the whole false realm of being in the television world, separated from us. So if you really want to do a service to humanity right now, do not have your kids watching video games. Teach them how to play real life video games in the energetic realm. So what I mean by that is battling black magic. And black magic, please watch my video, Know Thyself. Just know thyself is a life changer, and it'll change you forever. You will never see things the same. And I never saw that movie Angels and Demons, but that's pretty much what's happening to us all the time. Our true self is one with God, and it's total peace and harmony, and it's at that love vibration. I know, I think 2 talks ago I talked about the vibrational scale. I don't think I have it here right now. I talk about the vibrational scale, and you want to be like at least 500 or more on in your vibration most of the time, to be having a life where you're bringing in things that you really love, and you're manifesting some great things. By manifesting, I mean that you're wishing for something or wanting your life to look a certain way, and it's appearing in your world. So black magic is the only thing that holds us back from our dreams coming true. It's the only thing that holds us back from being healthy. It's the only thing that holds us back from being happy. It's the only thing that helps us, or that holds us back from anything that we've ever wanted at all, and anything. So it's the cause of everything that's negative in our lives. It's the cause of the separation between us and God. God is consciousness. So we have to be able to catch these things. And I talk a lot about how the ego is negative artificial intelligence. I've seen it. I was enlightened for like 6 months. I saw the thought forms. Eckhart totally talks about thought forms in A New Earth. If you want to read that book, it's incredible. But the thought forms that come in, I believe, are given to us by negative artificial intelligence. And many people think that, and I talked about in the last video, to train yourself to kind of separate yourself from thinking, over identifying with that ego, the ego thoughts that are given to you, those thought forms that come through. Don't think that's you anymore. Try to separate yourself from it by saying, something's trying to make me feel depressed. Something's trying to make me feel guilty. Something's trying to make me feel embarrassed. Something's trying to make me feel ashamed. Something's trying to make me feel not good enough, because none of those thoughts are actually true. None of it. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you allowed to happen. I don't care any of it. And none of that is true. No negative thoughts are true. And the minute something bad happens to any of you, when I'm on the phone with you, I say, whatever they're trying to get you to feel, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Snap out of it and get back into joy as quick as you can, because it's a total battle of good versus evil. And evil will try to use all those negative thought forms to pull your vibration down, so you're down below 500 and you're not manifesting your dreams come true and the things that you want to have happen, right? So the video game works like, you could even watch your environment. You can start watching things like accidents happen. You can watch somebody, you can see like a thought form bubble go into somebody's head, and then you see them go, oh, hey, I'm kind of cynical about this idea, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be like, whoa, I just saw that thought form fly, go into your head. I knew you were going to say something negative any second. I saw that coming. But you start to practice these negative thought forms and negative energies around you in your environment, and you start to clear it. You start to wipe it away. Just use your imagination. Everything is about your imagination. Let your imagination go wild. You can use things like, if you are, if you're a big believer in Christianity, you can use Yeshua and the cross, and you can, pull an energy. You see a big dragon or something. Not all dragons are bad, so you have to decipher whether something's good or bad, because you'll see it all. So you'll be like, oh yeah, that one's snarling at me, and I'm a good person, so that's got to be a bad dragon, right? So you grab the dragon by its tail, you wrap it around the cross, and the dragon struggles and struggles. So you use some kind of magnetic energy or sound or something to make it stick to the cross. And once it sticks to the cross, it just dissipates and disappears. Stuff like that. I mean, and it can be fun. It can be fun. I live my life this way, I wake up and I'm looking around in my realm to see anything that's going on, and I'll be like, pew, 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 pew. Maybe not even literally, because I don't like necessarily shoot things, but, very much like that. And you could do that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's just not my style. But it is like that in a way. Like I wake up and I'll be like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, now what's next? To go into the next room. And it becomes kind of fun. And not only do I, if I choke, I go to take something down, I go to drink something, eat something or whatever, and I start to choke a little bit. Oh, okay. So then I'll stop and I'll sit and meditate. I'll quiet my mind completely. I'll get the eyes looking back at me, because that creates that double slit experiment of quantum mechanics, where the thing is looking back at you. If you're aware that there are a set of eyeballs looking back at you, you're being observed. It changes everything, and it makes it go much deeper. So I'll anchor myself in a meditation, watching, being observed. And when I'm in that state, I'll go after and I'll do a blissing. And you guys don't need to be, everyone can speak light language like I do. And I highly suggest doing it and learning how to do it. It's not even a language you have to learn. You just start babbling in your car or when you're alone, and you just start getting better and better at it, rolling off your tongue. That's it. That's all. And it's your communication with God that's like totally encrypted. Nobody else can see what you're even doing or anything. No evil can encrypt your communication with God, the light language. That's why it's like very sacred. So as these, so I'll sit down and I'll have just choked, and I'll sit down and I'll do this meditative, I'll get into a meditative state. It's almost like somebody going to sit in their video game. They gather their little controller, they sit in the seat, they make sure they're comfortable, they've got a glass of water, they're all ready to go. They put their goggles on or whatever they do. And for me, it's meditation. And I sit there and I have the eyeballs look back at me. It's all symbolic, right? And I'll just go, well, I'll just say the intention of what I'm going. So I'll say choking. I'll say the word choking, and I'll picture the world, and I'll have the intention. Intention and imagination is all you need. So you set the intention, you say choking, and then you picture the world, and then you just send out all this love from your heart and prevent choking of everybody in the entire world. And you can just say your light language. How about and you watch it. And as you're watching, you'll see steam coming off of it. That's all the negativity, all the demons that were trying to attack everybody around the world choking. You just saved like thousands or hundreds of thousands of people from being choked in that moment. Some of them may have even died if you didn't, just do that blissing right then in that moment. And I've had that happen quite a few times, actually. So you never know where, you paying attention to the energetic realm and putting it as a priority over everything, you have no idea the impact you're making in this world. And I do this all day long, especially for the daily boosters. If I have just like sensors that go off. If something's going on with the daily boosters, I can sit down and say daily boosters. So I picture the group and I do a certain thing with them to give them power, strength, and empower them and put protection around them. And I do the song and dance that I do with them. And then I might, in another instance, I might, go with the world, or maybe I start with the daily boosters and then go into the rest of the world or whatever I feel like prompted to do in the moment. The most important thing that we should ever do also is listen to God, listen to consciousness, what we feel inspired to do in any given moment. Call a friend, do this, do that. If you have a dream that leads you to taking some kind of action, do it. If you see all kinds of signs and synchronicities about something, get a clue. Don't get in your head, because that's where the demons come in and play with you and give you those thought forms that tell you, I'm not worthy. I feel too bad about that. Da, 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 da. So don't listen. Don't overthink anything, especially coming into all these times of all these wonderful blessings that are going to be happening for everybody. Don't lick the gift horse in the mouth. Just accept the good that's to come of it. It may not be what you think it might be, but it could be. Or it could be something that's just, wow, I'm really grateful that that happened. That was really nice. So it could be something that's like on a scale of 1 to 10, it could be a 10. It could be everything you could have ever imagined. Or it could be a 1, but you're still really grateful and glad that that happened. But it's going to be something beneficial coming up. Okay, so get out of your head and get in your heart and do only what you feel prompted to do by the signs, the synchronicities, the clarity. Staying calm is really important as well, to not react. Like, say you're playing the life video game and you're going after something and you get scared of it, you get like emotional about it. You're that son of a gun. People ask me like, so who's attacking me with black magic right now? And I say, it doesn't matter. Because whoever the person is, let's say a person is attacking you and they're doing voodoo on you even, or they might just be thinking that they might just be dwelling on negativity. If they wouldn't have done this to me, I could have been really doing great in life right now. Or, just resentment and just negative emotions. And though that can be a spell in itself. Let alone what the Nefarians are doing to our food, our water, and all that kind of stuff. They're putting spells in it all the time, and they're doing general curses on all of us all the time, and we're just totally unaware. But even if you specify the group or the people or whatever's doing it, there's something else behind it that's causing them to do it. There's a demon in them, or there's something that's attacking them and fooling them, and they're just, unaware enough that they get controlled by the demons all the time and just aren't even aware. The demons are keeping the hate alive, that resentment alive. That's why it's important to forgive. It's not for the other person, it's for us, to let us off the hook and let us reside in that space of peace, right? So if you want to feel peace, then you'll forgive. Who cares what anybody has ever done to you in your entire life? None of it even matters or means anything. If I'm sorry, what do those words even do? They don't mean a thing. If you love yourself, that's all you need. You got to get to the point where you are all you need. The reassurance and love that you give yourself is it. That is it. Nobody out there is going to do anything better than what you can do for yourself. So that's the point where we got it. That's totally sovereign right there. That's sovereignty, is when you don't rely on anyone else to give you the peace that you need inside. So, what was I going to say about playing the video game? Oh yeah, don't get emotional. So you could be like, oh, it's my friend Lucy. It was my friend Lucy who did that to me. How dare she do that? She did so much stuff to me. Like how could she be mad because I did it? That gets you in those negative emotions. Then the demons come right in and they start playing with you just like they're playing with Lucy. Not only that, but then you're going to do things against God's will, and you're going to be like, well, I'm going to be so angry that I'm going to seek revenge on this person, and I'm just going to blow them up. I'm going to go over the top and make sure they are never able to hurt me again. And and you do something a little extreme. And I always check, is this within God's will? Does God agree with this happening? Because I don't want to reap any kind of karma. I don't want to get in any kind of trouble with God. So I'm always super respectful of, is this what you want me to do? Is this the right way to take care of this? Is this allowed? Do you feel good about this, God? And I'll get a yes. So know your yes and your no intuitively, and just be respectful of that. That's like the one rule of the video game that you're playing. Always respect your higher power, always, in every move that you make and everything that you do. And it also makes you better in your actual 3D life as you're living life too, because you'll go to have a conversation with a person like me in my consultations. I'm always got that going in my mind. I have like a little beep 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 beep, and it's just I wouldn't go past that, or I wouldn't cross that line. So the things that come out of my mouth are things that God is approving of, because I'm always sensing and I'm always connected, staying present. And I would know if I went off course, which I don't do for the most part. But in case I ever question it, or in case I'm ever feel like, oh, I could be crossing a line right now, I always pause and I ask first, or I at least look over in the corner where I usually get yes or approval, and I make sure that it's there. So, and you get a better feel for that as you go along as well. So I'm just saying, play the real video game of life. When you're talking on the phone to people, see the negativity on them. If they're like doing terrible with customer service or something, if they're just like treating you like garbage and you're not getting anywhere, and you're just so frustrated and you're finding your own vibration is lowering because of this person you're interacting with, send them love from your heart. Go into that video game, send them love. Imagine it going from your heart to their heart and changing their heart. Demons hate that. They hate pink and they hate love. So you can chase them right on out of there. Or you could look for the demon in them. You can imagine them right there and be like, okay, and now I see this little demon moving around in their body. Grab the demon by the tail, throw it up in the air, transmute it into butterflies and bees, or something beneficial, or take it and put it in the garbage, and make sure that you keep that garbage can cleaned out on a regular basis too. So you got to have good hygiene too. Like, you have to make sure whatever you're doing. I like to turn, a lot of Qigong masters turn things into butterflies. You don't have to do a cleanup job with that. They just immediately become butterflies. Because energy has to change into something. It's got to become something. So so just be careful. Otherwise, you're going to take that energy, you take that demon off that person who's talking to you, all of a sudden they start being helpful and nice, and you throw the demon this direction, not even paying attention. You just pull it off and throw it that way. It's going to stick to your neighbor, or somebody passing by in a car. So just be really careful and responsible, and always make sure that you're asking God with a capital G to have your back and do the proper things that you want to do to make sure that you're aligned in that moment. And that you're coming from a calm place, and that you're not acting emotional. You're not reactive. You're responsive to the stimuli that you're finding in the life video game. So when I'm playing so I play video games all day. That's like all I do. I play life's video games all day long, all the time. Whether it's for me personally, but that always turns into healing the whole world. Something cannot attack me without me turning it into something that benefits the entire world. So, in that way, we start to really get some footing in this world over the evil that's going on. And we are also demonstrating to our extraterrestrial friends and partners, look, we are not self-serving. I'm turning from a selfish person into somebody who cares about humanity and cares about others as well. Service to others rather than service to self. And we're demonstrating that, we are consciously choosing to work with humanity to help save humanity. So I hope that helps somebody out there. And if you've got kids that play video games, put them through some training, some energetic training. I'm happy to help kids too. I mean, I've done that from time to time. I don't do it on a regular basis, but I do that. Or you could have them go to a Reiki master or go to a Qigong, take Qigong. We need to be teaching our children to learn energy work, or teach, if you know energy work yourself, you know how to protect yourself and whatnot, teach your kid how to do it. I mean, you could do it. It doesn't even, babies do it all the time without even thinking about it. They just giggle and things go away. Some big scary thing happens in their environment and they're like, or they'll look at the fairies. Wow, look at the fairies, So nothing gets to these babies. And if they're screaming, they might be afraid. Don't be afraid. That's the other big rule. Don't be afraid. Be completely confident, because love always, always wins and triumphs over evil. There's no exception to that. I've never lost a battle ever. Never. Back when I was unaware. Back when I wasn't doing all that I'm doing now. But if I would have been aware back then, I would have won the battle for sure. I just didn't know. I didn't know that this whole world was a video game. So, yeah, so let's put video game users into good use. Let's not have them zone out and disconnect with people and just get into their video world, just like becoming kind of stupid because they're just completely disconnected and don't have any social anything. They are just complete recluses, and their brains are getting, they're getting brain damage from sitting there playing video games all the time when they could actually be benefiting humanity and your whole family. They could be like your watchdogs for your family. Teach them how to watch. Is there any negativity in our home? How do you want to deal with it? What do you want to do? We want to vacuum it up, or do you want to shoot it? Or what do you want to do? And have fun with your kids about it. And just be like, okay. And teach your kids also to say that, something's trying to make me feel like throwing a tantrum right now. Something's trying to make me feel like I should be really angry at you that you're trying to get me to do energy work and not playing my video games. So something's trying to get me to whatever the feeling is. Make them more aware of energy work, and you will see so much more peace in your home. And and it's gonna just be confident, be powerful. And you tell it like it is. You make up all the rules of this video game. You are the one in charge. You are the one empowered, and you are God's child, period, end of story. That makes you the winner, always the victor. So if you ever feel like defeated and you feel like a victim, that just means that they duped you. That means that they duped you. They tricked you and you were unaware of something. So go back and get the lesson from it. Oh, I should have realized when I saw the thing, that, there was a thought form that tried to make me angry in that moment. And I fell for it. Yeah, that was a demon that flew in my head and told me the angry thing. And I believed that was me. And then I acted on it. You know what I mean? Start getting smart about it. Start making your kids smart about it. And that can start changing the world. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Also, a lot of you are practicing better and better boundaries. Good job, guys, because I know you are. I know you are. One of the things, there's a great guy to watch on Instagram. I've mentioned him before, but I think you can always write me on Instagram and ask me for the guy's name again or his channel. I think it's The People Unpleaser. That's something like that. The People Unpleaser. Do I have my phone here? I do have my phone. Let me look it up real quick. I think it's The People Displeaser. The People Displeaser. Yes, it's The People Displeaser. Go watch that guy. But he said recently in a video, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. He was talking about how People pleasing has nothing to do with making other people happy. It's everything to do with you avoiding uncomfortable feelings and emotions. And then he says one of the things that you could start doing is to practice saying no or not yet. He doesn't say that, but I'm saying you can put people off. Say no or not yet on a regular basis. Like that movie Yes Man, kind of the opposite. Instead of saying yes to everything or anybody or everybody, start telling them no. No, I don't think so. Thank you though. Or no, not yet. Let me think about that. Start pushing back like that. Don't be just automatically like the yes man and doing everything. Just be like, oh, I'll think about that. Let me see. Let me see if I feel like doing that. I mean, give yourself time to think about it and see if it really sits right with you, because it could be just a demonic distraction. You don't know. So you let yourself be led by God to go do whatever it is that you're going to do. Don't let other people come over and tell you what to do. I don't care what their authority or whatever. Your real authority is God, and that which pulls your heart to go do it, what you feel inspired to do. Okay, so enough of that. I will be right back and we'll get started. Okay, so I just want to make a note real quick for those of you ordering on the services page. I've had 2 people this last week that ordered an Ask Amy audio and not know how to get on WhatsApp or Telegram to send me a message, and then asked me for instructions on how to do all of that. And I believe I have a statement in there that says, if you don't know how to do this, look it up on YouTube yourself, because I'm not going to be the one who does it. That's not my job. That's not what I do. And I say, if you cannot send me a message like the instructions say, please send me a message on WhatsApp or Telegram letting me know that you ordered an Ask Amy audio referring to your order number, and I will get it to you. I will get your answer to you. And then I believe I say right after that, if you don't know how to do that, please don't order this. So, one of the people who did that, I even sent them an email and I said, could you please follow the instructions so I can get you your audio message? And they never answered back. So I'm going to put them in the Ask Amy today because I don't know what else to do with them. So just please keep in mind that if you can't do the instructions, please don't do the thing, whatever that is. Because I do it for a reason. I do it to be quick and efficient. And I appreciate those of you who do follow my directions. Thank you so much. And yeah, so just please pay attention, you guys. And I've even had to repeat the instructions to people sometimes. And I'm like, did you just order it and you didn't even bother to read the instructions? I don't know why big people do that. Because then they end up having to come to me and ask me questions. But why do that to me? Why not just read the instructions so that you know? Instead of having to come to me afterwards and make me have to explain what I already have on my website. I don't understand sometimes. It's those little demons trying to like waste my time and trying to mess with me. They're whispering in those people's ears going, don't read those instructions. You're not going to need them. You can always ask her later. It's great to waste her time. It's perfect because then it keeps her spinning around and around and around and she never gets anything done. So please don't listen to the demons. I like to be focused and I like to get things done and I like to be efficient as much as possible. So please just read the instructions and do what they say, or don't order it because you can't do it. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's what videos are there for. How to send a message in Telegram or WhatsApp. Just look that up. How to do whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And the YouTube video goes in great detail as to how to do that, So just follow their instructions, and that kind of thing. So, I mean, I'm here to support you guys, but if I already have the instructions and it's already plain and simple, then I don't know why do this to me? So please don't listen to the demons, guys. All right. Little rascals. Those little demons can be such jerks. Okay. So, 6172. 6172 is a cow. 6172 is cow. So I'm going to write down cow. Okay. I recently developed digestive issues in January, now anxiety. Is that related to ascension? And what can I do now to resolve that? So she's got two questions here. And that's the first one. So, God, tell me about the digestive issues. Now, we already know from what we've learned from the Know Thyself video, everything is demons, all ailments, all anything bad, anything that makes you feel sluggish or tired or changes your mood or makes you feel like not going anywhere or, anything negative. It's all demons on some level. When you really, really, really pull it up by the roots, it's bad. It's evil. So I'm going to look at those digestive issues and I'm going to pull any evil out of you. Cast those demons out. I'm going to get into my life video game right now. And I'm going to use the controllers to go pull that demon out of your digestive system. And I feel some Qigong masters laughing. They don't teach this because people have such a reaction to it. But I think nowadays, people knowing how much evil is going on out there, they're more open to it. I think we're ready for this as a society now. I think we're definitely waking up and needing to see this, needing to see the real. We're not pussyfooting around anymore, people. We're getting to the real, brass tacks of it, the truth. So, and I'm here to be one of the forerunners in that. All right. I mean, they can call it stuck energy, they can call it blockages, whatever they want to disguise it as, just to make it fluffier and less threatening and less scary, I guess. Um, Okay, so I want to get down to that. I want to get into these ascension symptoms. Everybody calls everything ascension symptoms nowadays. And yes, our bodies absolutely do have to make adjustments. For us to be able to ascend and go to the next level. Some of them do feel like symptoms and things. However, I don't think there's been a single ascension symptom I haven't been able to zap with my laser beam of my video game. We're using the analogy today, okay? There has not been a single thing in the video game where it's been like, oh, you cannot touch that. That is an ascension symptom that's necessary right now. There's never been that. And you guys come to me all the time for different things. And even if when I've gotten confirmation, yeah, that seems like an ascension symptom, I've still been able to eliminate it. So it doesn't really matter, I guess, is what I'm saying. Start playing the video game with your own life and start shooting whatever it is away. Pew, pew, pew. Tatanza sheshe wahana sa sekinta tarantatanza sheshe wa na tatatin tatatin chen. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, so I was looking all around your intestines and moving everything around and looking at this and looking at, you may have felt some of it, looking around. And then I saw, like, I had in mind, I was like, seek out, I'm like a missile. What do they call a targeted missile? And I was just like, find the core, find the core. So I was looking and looking and looking and looking. Boom! I saw like a big black ball mess. It almost looked like, I guess, like a spider's nest or like a bunch of insects all in a big ball. And keep this in mind too. Whenever I clear things from you, they're gone. So don't bring them back by believing they're still there or that they could be there again. Because almost every single time I clear everybody of everything, it's never the same thing again. I'll never go back into your intestines. Like if you check back in with me in a month, I'm not going to go, oh, that sack of insects is there again. It's not that, it doesn't happen like that. Energy's always moving. It's always like alive and molding and shaping and malleable. So, and it's all symbolic. It's all to tell you or show you or demonstrate something to you or be like a hint or a clue or even a synchronicity sometimes. So there was a big ball of insects, it seems, that were knotted up. And that could be that you are really afraid of insects. That'd be a perfect example. If you're really afraid of insects and you're constantly looking in your environment, oh, a spider, oh, beetle, then it could be that all of this accumulated, all your fears, they're saying niggling, like the things that get at you, like all these niggling fears, like it kept binding up in your gut, like making you feel like finally to the point where it became an obstruction and became an issue. So, me taking it out and throwing it away and releasing it now became butterflies, right? So it's gone, it's transmuted, it's changed, and it's going out and making something beautiful in this world from what was there. So now I'm just repairing it all. I always have to make sure there's no holes, because if you leave a hole when you take energy out, demons can fly right back in there, and because that space needs to get filled. So I always try to put the person's like energy back into them, their higher self energy back into them. So I just have to make sure with my little demonstration I just did with my fingers that I didn't just actually put a demon back in you. Oh, yawning is releasing something, getting something out of you, transmuting energy, going to a different level, going to a higher plane, it's, or tears in the eyes. So yeah, so as you find something in your environment that you're removing, or you find it in somebody else, then you might yawn or cry or have some kind of a symptom, that happens for you as well. That kind of just shows you that you hit the mark. Another thing is stuttering a lot or saying the wrong thing. Yeah, somebody I did a special prayer for the daily boosters. It was kind of a looped video they could listen to over and over and over again. And one time one of the daily boosters actually heard the video playing, and I was speaking Japanese, and it wasn't even light language. I was speaking regular English, and she heard me speaking in Japanese. And that, I think that was actually a positive sign. It was something toward me. It was like a little wink at me, just something that's going on in my life. That's a good thing that has to do with Japan. But another time that same somebody said that she listened to it, and I was like stumbling all over my words. I was like, or like, instead of saying the right word, I would say the totally, like a different spelling of it or a different way of saying it, or I would just say it wrong or stutter or stumble over the words. And the recording was looped. So it was a perfect recording. And it was just one after the other for like an hour or so. So, yeah, so I found that very interesting. And if you go to say a prayer, or if you go to do your light language, you'll feel the stumbling, or you'll have trouble stuttering or getting the words out when you're talking to a person. Those are demons attacking you, trying to not get you to speak your truth. Stuff like that. So there are some things that start to happen to you when you're working with energy, where when you get confirmation, yeah, I'm dealing with a demon. So you just persist and you keep doing whatever it is, or like headaches and things like that. You'll have like a physical symptom like a headache or a pounding or pressure or whatever. To me, that's just a sign you need to push through and keep doing it even more, louder, more frequent, whatever. You got to push through it, because the demons are trying to stop you from doing it. It means you're on target, is what that means. Okay. So what was your other question about that? How can you resolve it? And now anxiety, digestive issues with anxiety. Yeah, that explains like the bugs and the spiders, like all the things that you're afraid of, that you're always kind of looking in your environment about. Instead of being afraid of little things happening, kind of like, oh, the other shoe's about to drop. See yourself as almost like, go to the beginning of this video and watch all of that. I talk about life being a video game, and start to come from the perspective of being like a watchdog. So instead of looking around being kind of scared, then you're poised, you're ready, you're confident, and you're like waiting for it to come. And when it comes, you're gonna shoot it, fight it, hit it with love lightning. You're gonna take the love out of your heart and whatever comes to you. Start facing it like that. We got to stand up. We got to make a stand, take a stand, and fight this energy in a peaceful, loving way. Okay. So you fight it with love, you fight it with radiant energy, you fight it with sacred, beautiful, loving fire. Whatever the bullets can be love bullets, but whatever it is, let it be either pink or loving, or just making it disappear or transmuting it into something beautiful like butterflies, like we were talking about. So, because you're not here to pollute or make karma, you're here to transform the world for the better, right? Okay. So, so I feel like pulling some of my spirit cards for you in terms of how to keep that from returning, because it's gone now. So how does she keep this from returning? Other than, I think the video game was the answer to that. Like, start being the watchdog rather than the one afraid of shadows. Start actually being offensive instead of defensive, I guess. Like, be ready for it and fight it with love and confidence. Okay. Just make a wish, will conspire to make it come true. Oh my gosh. So basically, whatever you want to happen in your video game is going to be like the last level that you've graduated. And all along, you keep leveling up and getting more and more abilities. As you start getting more and more responsible, more and more mature, more and more self-aware, you keep getting bigger and bigger bonuses that take you to higher and higher levels, which actually increases the difficulty at each level as well. But as you keep mastering it, you finally get to that big golden gate that opens up to you, and it's everything you've ever wanted. So, yeah, they'll conspire to make your wish come true. No one is to blame. You just see what the advantages and benefits are from where you are and go from there. So there's no use in looking at anything about what could have been, what should have been, or it's your fault that happened, or it's my fault that it happened. None of that even matters. Just look at where you're at right now. See the benefits and advantages as to this moment here and now, and say, this looks great. It's a great opportunity for X, Y, and Z. This has the potential to be very beneficial to me. So let me take a look at it from that perspective. You could look up my video, Thank You, God, for My Misery, here on YouTube. And it'll teach you a really great exercise to take yourself out of feeling like a victim and putting yourself back in power. We're protecting you from black magic or negative energy being sent your way. There's your confirmation. Just wanted you to be aware. Please sage or clear the energy where you are. Now, here's the other thing too. Use essential oils, use crystals, cleansed crystals, or crystals that don't have anything in them. I mean, these demons, they'll fly in the things that you love, your favorite pillow, your favorite little stuffed animal, like anything like that gives you comfort or something that's cute and sweet. You got to clear that stuff sometimes. You could use frankincense and myrrh incense. You could use sage, anything. It's all about intention. And the smoke is just is symbolic of the energy going out and dissipating all negativity in your environment. So yeah, that's another thing that you can use. You want to double up, do your energy work and be saging and be having holy water in your diffuser or whatever, have it all going. Be conscious of your breath and sensations in your body more often. Split your attention between your body and the material world. It increases your peace, vitality, and intuitive abilities for sure. So be conscious of your breath and sensations in your body more. Splitting your attention between the 3D world and what's going on in your body will help you be healthier and more self-conscious or self-aware, self-conscious. And it'll help you to tune into that subtle realm easier too. Love is the answer, and love is grace with yourself as well as grace with others. Okay, her second question. I started seeing a naturopathic doctor, Mr. Anderson. Is he a good fit for me? Yeah. Fairly soon we're going to have med beds and you're not going to need a doctor anymore. But as long as they're saying he's a placebo for you, You could heal yourself with energy work, that kind of thing. I feel like he's a good step. He's a good step in the right direction for sure. He knows his stuff. He seems to be a good person. Yeah, yeah, feels good. I think I hear a helicopter. That's interesting. I woke up the other morning with helicopter in my mind. I was like, I wonder what that's about. All right. So now we're done with that. Oh, an apple tree. Okay. Okay, this is 6178. Apple tree is 6178. Okay. Yeah, I can totally hear that helicopter. Thank you so much for answering my question. I was wondering if you could see where Spirit sees me living in 2024. I currently live at home with my mom and siblings since my commute to work is very short and it helps me save money to pay back student loans. Because of this, it doesn't make sense right now for me to move out. But lately, I have been feeling the need for my independence and my next step in life. I'd like to move out soon if Spirit foresees this as a good idea for me as well. But if I do, I'd like to be out of state and or to a place that can help further my career in the holistic health field. I'd preferably like some options within the United States, but if Spirit feels that other countries would be a viable option, I'd be open to consider that as well. Sending you love and hugs. Thank you. Okay, so there's okay, so one of the things to keep in mind is student loans are going to be forgiven. They're in NASARA. It's not like you can depend on that, but just know that they're going to be gone anyway. So I don't think that's going to be something that's going to be much of a bother for much longer. It's part of the NASARA program or JASARA, whichever way you want to put it. You could go to I think the JASARA, GESARA show.com, I think. If you have trouble finding it, just let me know, and I will send it to you. Thejasarashow.com, or maybe it's .org. It's in the last video. I said it right in the last video. I think I even put it in the text down below if you want to look that up in a timestamp or something. I don't know. But look that up because it talks about all the benefits of Jasara that's coming. And it's coming soon, I feel. Is that right? Is Jasara coming soon? Yes. The beginning stages anyway. And they're saying, yes, research it too. So you learn more about it. Yeah. And there's another card that fell with it. Yeah. Making it happen. It's being manifested. All right. Yeah. And I see the wish fulfillment card. Where'd it go? Oh, wish fulfillment and wealthy and traveling. All the stuff that Jasara is about. Okay. So yeah, they're saying that with what's coming, you're going to be able to have a variety of different places, a number of different houses. I see maybe even 3 houses. Costa Rica just came to mind. Costa Rica is one of my very favorite places on the planet. If any of you would like me to visit you in Costa Rica because you have a community set up out there or something like that, I would love to be a part of that or come check it out at some point. So let me know any kind of affiliation you have with anything going on in Costa Rica, and I might be all about it. Okay, so Costa Rica did just pop in my head. I don't think you've been there, but I think you would absolutely love it. It's one of the most incredible places it's so beautiful you cry when you see it. It's that beautiful. You just can't believe it. You can't believe how lucky your eyeballs are to see something so beautiful. Um, and I also feel there something about England is calling you, but not while it's dirty. It's really bad right now, very nefarious. But I feel like once everything is kind of blown over, I feel like there's going to be some cute little cottage or something that you're just going to fall in love with. So there's two so far. Both are out of the country. I think those are going to be places that you might visit though, or they might even be rentals that you go to on a regular basis. Who knows? Okay, where in the United States is she needed or is she being pulled to? For some reason you're gonna be like, what? Now, if you want this to be in within places that only you would ever go, then you should have given me like a multiple choice. Between these 6 to 8 places, what are the places that you could see me going to? But since you left it completely and totally open, I'm just going to tell you what comes in my mind. Nebraska. I have no idea why Nebraska. Maybe it's just needed and they know that you're willing to do it and you would bring your whole heart to it. But it definitely and I do get a yes, like you are being prompted, and you'll know when you're getting prompted to do something by spirit that's better for you if you start being made to feel more and more uncomfortable about where you are. Loud noises, conflicts with neighbors, all kinds of things will start happening that you're just like, okay, I'm going, okay. Um, so that's one way that life kind of squeezes you out of your comfort zone and gets you going somewhere. It's one way that I guess God uses bad things to get you to make a move in the right direction. It's like, I will make your world crumble all around you if I have to, but please don't make me have to do that. Just go with what you feel inspired to do. So Nebraska, Costa Rica, England. And when I said England, I felt some kind of like Chestershire or something name like that. Look for something that sounds like that or looks like that. Is there any other place in the US? Where is that? Can you show me again? Hmm, I can't tell if it's New Mexico or Arizona. Wait, Arizona. It was Arizona. Maybe a place that looks like New Mexico that's in Arizona. I see like red rocks and stuff. Okay. Um, in Arizona. Oddly enough, though, I feel like if you lived in Arizona, you'd be real quiet and discreet, and I'm not sure you'd have a lot of clients. It would just be more like to be there and be peaceful and meditative. So, and we do have those med beds coming. So, I mean, it's always good to have the knowledge. I know the training that you're going through, that's going to be very valuable knowledge to learn all of that. I'm just not sure it's going to be needed with the med beds. But maybe, so maybe you'll be helping, maybe you'll use the knowledge to help people to learn all about herbs and plants and things like that, so that would be cool. It won't go wasted. I don't think the information will go wasted. Is there any other place? Tennessee. Tennessee might be a good place for you too. Tennessee, I feel like you would have, you would actually have a practice there, but it might be like a holistic center. Like some kind of, yeah. You might grow things or have a community garden there. You might be teaching, like I was saying, about plants and different plant uses and things like that. Teaching natural things. Maybe even see you like teaching people communication with animals and pets, or animals and pets and plants. Um, so yeah, feel like your options are going to be like wide open. What's her best step right now though? Where should she be now? For like a little stepping stone or to get her in the right direction. They just said any of those 3 places in the US would be good for now. And then just consider, visiting these other places in the world that are like, I think they're places that you felt really at home in past lives. So I think when you go there, you'll feel real familiar. You'll be like, wow, this is incredible. Like something feels I feel at home here for some reason, but it's because you've lived there before. So anything else she needs to know about that? Yeah, they said go. Like you're being encouraged. Um, and it's going to be exciting. And obviously you can always lean on me. I'll be there for you. I've moved like 20 something times in the last 20 something years. So I'm like an expert mover and you basically have to think about when you consider moving to a new place you're unfamiliar with, the first thing you want to do is look for organizations, groups, and meetups and things in the new town, and try to become friends with somebody who has something in common with you where you're going, so that you'll have somebody to go to lunch with when you get there. Somebody that can kind of initiate an introduction with some of the people in your community that are kind of key. Some people who know a lot of people, and you can start plugging into a network, and it'll just make you feel more comfortable being in a new place. Um, Hi, sweetie. What are you up to? Hi, little honey buns. You were so cute. So, yeah, and then just think about all the different things that you kind of rely on right now, all the things you love about where you're at, because there's somebody there in the new town as well. So if you have a really great mechanic that is just like incredible, just start even looking for a really great mechanic there, asking around, or maybe as soon as you get there. If you appreciate going to a place that like a little tea place, look for the best tea place in town and go find that and have that ready when you get there, and go check it out. Things that just will make you feel like you're still kind of at home, even though it's new. And every single town I've gone to, it's been the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. There's nothing really new anywhere. The same people, the same types of people, the same helpful people, the same unhelpful people, people that got it together, people that don't, people that party, people who smoke, people who this, it's all the same. So just go find the same stuff that makes you feel good about whatever's going on right now. I know you don't have necessarily family in these places, but you can find people that feel like family too. And keep in contact with those that you feel close to right now, like over Zoom or over the phone, so that you continue those relationships and have that kind of that closeness and that hub that you can still rely on and lean on no matter where you're at. So I hope that helps. And yeah, it looks like that was your only question. All right. So next, we've got a windmill. 6179. This person's got two questions. I'm going to be single soon. About a year ago, I separated from my karmic. I wanted to get a friend check on a few ladies I'm in very talking stages with, very early talking stages with. Okay. Do I have compatibility, soul connection, or should I just unplug? Also, an interaction with one of these ladies on the second encounter gave me 1 second full body high frequency vibration sensation, like electric goosebumps. Was that physical event telling me, or just for fun? Can you identify the person in these four people? One, two, three, four. Okay. No, I don't go for tests, but I'll just tell you what I pick up on. He's trying to challenge me, telling me, can you match the names with the occupations? No, I'm just gonna fill out each of these people and tell you what I get on them. You have a lot more questions than just two questions here, so I have to try to figure out what to answer. I think what you're getting at with the first thing, though, is you've met with about four people, and you're really looking for like a really ideal person to be with. So let me feel that out. Between those four people, did you find somebody who really matches with well? Yes. I want you to keep something in mind, though, because you did happen to contact me, and I'm all about true love. And usually, somebody who was in a karmic relationship where they were treated really bad by that person, which that's a toxic relationship kind of thing. When that's come to an end, it's usually, from what I've seen, you already have a true love, and it's somebody that you ran away from. You maybe have even run away from them to date the karmic. So I'm just encouraging you to take a look at your past before you got into this relationship. Was there somebody that you felt was too good for you? Somebody you felt was so good for you that you felt like they would never really, they would ultimately figure me out, and they would see that I'm not the person that they wish that they, could be with, or they could find somebody better. If there's somebody like that in your life, then that's the one you're supposed to go back to now. That's the one you're supposed to finally give a shot to. So this is your permission slip to go back to that person and have a good honest conversation and let them know, I had feelings for you back when, but I got so scared I ran. I just didn't feel confident enough, or secure enough, or have the self-esteem. If you want to be real honest, I didn't have the self-esteem enough to choose the partner that I felt would last forever, and that would treat me really kindly. And and I apologize for running from you. Just have that heart to heart talk with that person, because starting new, if you haven't gone after your true love, if you haven't gone to the person that you ran away from in the first place, it's most likely you're just going to go through another karmic trap. So that person that you were crazy about in the past, that you ran away from possibly, is the person you're supposed to at least rectify things with. If you go back and you apologize and that she says, I'm sorry, I moved on, I married somebody else, fine. At least you set the record straight. You did the right thing. You told her the truth. Now you can move on, and maybe one of these new options could be the one for you then. But I do believe that you have to go back and make it right first before you can move on. So having said that, um, let's see. 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I feel like 3 stands out for you. Shishinke-wana, sansepe-wan, tatintahi-eke. Okay, so number one is she doesn't know herself well enough. She really is quite uncertain inside. She might project kind of, hey, I'm easygoing, I'm easygo-looking. I'm easygoing, and just go with the flow of everything, and just but there's a little people pleaser in her, and something unhealed about her, where she isn't real clean and clear, and she's almost like a chameleon. She's not confident enough in who she is to tell you the straight up truth, because she doesn't really know the straight up truth, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure if I would trust that connection. Number 2. Two feels a little bit like, hey, it's my way or the highway kind of thing, like a little bit stubborn, and a little bit like, I think you like a good challenge like that, but you want somebody who's going to work with you. And challenge can look different to everybody. Challenge could be like, I'm going to challenge myself to be more self-aware as a result of this. I'm going to make sure that this grows me. And even if it's super hard and I get totally triggered, I'm going to be very patient, and I'm not going to put it on them. I'm going to see myself in it, and I'm going to take responsibility, blah, blah, blah. That's a good challenge. This would be more like an ego challenge. Like, I will defeat her walls. I will crumble her walls and get in there. Sense and say, voila, she's got too much, dense energy, just too much dense energy. It'd be like punching I don't know. I'm seeing like like punching a punching bag, like that. She's like basically like a punching bag is what I'm seeing, like just a big heavy blob of sand, that won't even really move. She'll just be looking at you like, where you really think you're going to get anywhere, and you're like punching and punching and punching, and when I say punching, I'm just talking about like movement. I'm not talking about like punching somebody. Just to clarify. She's just immovable. She's just immovable and very dense. And yeah, I don't know about that one. 3. She 3 wants to learn. 3 is there for good reasons. She's got good intentions. She feels a little small. I don't know if it's because she's actually petite, but she feels a little small. Could be that she's just a little bit insecure about you. Maybe you're better looking than her, or she feels like you're higher society, or it could be so many different things. However, I do feel like she's got the most potential so far. It feels like she's fiery, like you guys would have great sex. You guys would have like the mental stimulation. You guys would actually have a good life together and go on adventures and have fun and travel and do all the things. So I feel like she could be a possible good option. Um, I do still feel though, even with the best one in this group, I still feel that you've got somebody in the past, and I think you came to me on purpose because you know that. You know that. You know that you've got somebody already. You just have to wrap that up, go back and make right to on that by that situation because you cannot escape your demons. You can't do that. You can't take shortcuts. You got to learn your lessons. You got to go back and make things right by people that you ghosted, let's say. Okay. So number 4. Trososan se puana anake. Oh. Number 4 feels boring. Just like isn't very. I feel like she's so bored that she doesn't she'll I mean, I feel like he'd be on a date with her and she'd be like, okay, whatever. Yeah, okay. You'd watch a movie. Yeah, driving along looking at a beautiful view. Uh, she just seems really like a bump on a log. What is she pretty? Is that why you're going out with her? I don't know. She doesn't seem to really have much of a personality. She's very bland. That's it. I don't know. Whatever you think is appealing about her, I don't think it's what you think it is. Like you might find her like charming and sweet because she doesn't say much. You think there's this hidden mystery behind her, and it's really not a hidden mystery. She's just boring. So I don't know. I didn't feel like phenomenal about any of those. But I would follow also that feeling, that electric feeling that you had with that person, because that could have been like a Kundalini awakening. That could be also a sign of a twin flame, and or I suppose a soulmate could trigger that too. Um, Pay attention to signs and synchronicities too. If you start seeing like if somebody wore a red dress on your date and you always remembered that from that date, then you start everywhere you look, you see women in red dresses or see it in TV shows or whatever. You see it all the time, or you see it in all of a sudden in your office, everybody's wearing red dresses. So be on the lookout for any kind of signs and synchronicities and act on anything that you feel inspired to go do. Don't overthink it and don't just sit there and spin your wheels like a hamster. Go do the thing. Go ask them out. Go tell them how you feel. Go, like take the actions. Okay. Um Question 2. Can I get a soul check-in? A soul check-in. Felt like I had a spiritual transformation in early 2023, perhaps even a spiritual initiation. That's awesome. It's been a while since then, and I feel I'm in neutral now. Can you provide some insights into how I'm doing, on track, need improvement, next steps, etc.? Is it still fashionable to ask for the famous Amy giggle so I can listen to it on double speed? Is it still fashionable to ask for the famous Amy giggle so I can listen to it on double speed? That's funny. Okay, so how is he doing? How is he doing spiritually, God, ever since the initiation? He's in neutral right now. So, why is he in neutral? He's not taking action. I was talking about that hamster wheel. Um, Too many irons on the fire and not taking enough action towards the right things. And I think you're using your head too much rather than your heart. Your head tells you, oh, it's the most logical thing to date all these women, but your heart is saying, well, I really want you to go create a piece of art. I really want to learn how to paint. something like that. And you're like, but that doesn't bring me my love life. Like that's not going to bring a girlfriend. Well, if you were to listen to your heart, it just might. You might be surprised. Some of the things that we get pulled to with our heart, if we follow it, it leads to the other things that we think we want. It's not always a logical thing like that. God works in very mysterious ways. So listen to the promptings in your heart and not logic. Logic will mess with you every time. So that's where those thought forms come in, and the demons start telling you, oh, you have to do it this way, or you're going to mess it up, or you better say it that way, or you're going to mess it up, or, you're not worthy of that. Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. So, I feel like, yeah, okay. So also, well, neutral's not a bad thing either. But it's just, if you want to really start creating and manifesting some things to happen, then you want to be using your imagination. You want to be doing like meditating for 5 to 10 minutes a day and picturing the way you want to be living your life. Picture already living that life, somebody living with you there in your place and that kind of thing. Yep. I feel like your feet are in cement blocks. Like you're not moving. You're not moving. Your brain may be telling you, I want to move, I want to go do this, that, and the other thing, but you're not doing anything about it, in terms of like following God's promptings. So start to pay more attention to those signs and synchronicities and act on them immediately. Don't delay. Tosa sensei kwa na shishinchi na trakitan sasasein. Yeah, don't let logic interfere at all. Just do what you got to do, whatever you feel inspired to do and excited to do, go do it. Climb a mountain, go on a picnic. These ideas come to you for a reason. Act on them immediately. That's the smartest way to get yourself out of any kind of slump, because spirit is always working to free you. Also, I'm getting the exercise, thank you, God, for my misery, on anything that you feel victimized by, or if you feel like is a blockage, something that's holding you back from what you really want to be doing. Do the thank you, God, for my misery exercise on it so that you can radically accept it as it is, and it'll shift your perspective and get you out of that stuckness. Okay. Hope that helped. Now here, I think we have two more. Oh, well, the second one has two questions. Okay. So this one is a Rooster. And it's 6184. Okay. Hi, Amy and the collective. I hope you're all having a fabulous week. The last 4 to 6 weeks, my body has been doing all kinds of weird stuff. I missed my period last month, took a few pregnancy tests that were negative, to only start my period again 3 weeks later. Ever since that happened, I've been feeling bloated and I have gained weight that I don't understand. I don't feel like my diet has changed or anything, but I know I'm not feeling 100%. Can you please give me a mini med bed clearing to help clear the issue? I would like to lose weight and have more energy within my day. Thank you, Amy, and you are such an influence in my life, and I'm truly grateful for you. Well, good, I'm glad. Okay. Papa na Susan sa kitchen che huan ha ai la kreden te huan. Okay, so the ideal way for us to eat is one time a day at noon when the sun is at the highest point in the sky. That's the best, that gives your body the best ability to digest properly. And you want to chew your food incredibly thoroughly to where your digestive system really doesn't have to do much. Compared to like, having to break it down and take care of the chunks that we swallow and stuff like that. Like really try to, is it emulsify? Just emulsify everything in your mouth before you swallow. And I'm just getting that. Teresa saying at least during this time when your body is going through all kinds of different, I feel like your body is going blip, 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 blip. Like it's just making some adjustments. That would look like ascension to me for sure. Getting ready for a baby. You're getting ready for a baby. So a family on the way. Tenata seshe wa anatarake. I'm gonna ask just for confirmation. God, is her body preparing for having a family, having another kid, another baby? There's some conflict about it. Other people's opinions need to weigh in there. Oh, there's a card. Well, look at that. There's two cards that were upside down. That's wish fulfillment and breaking free from something that no longer serves you. So maybe it's those other people's opinions. Maybe they're telling you that you're too old to have a baby. Something like that. You're making an intuitive decision coming up. It could be, do I have a family or do you not have a family? Is this really the time? That kind of thing. So far, we have not gotten a yes. Doing what you want to do, and a miracle could happen. Something you've been looking out at in the distance. Well, if maybe even traveling the world, you might be traveling the world and have some kind of miracle happen and have a little miracle baby. So at the end of a difficult period, if you, I bet in a kid card. So if you've been wanting a kid, I would say it's on its way. Hara she wa ma pana ta sa sen se kwa pana wa hala kora wana wara sa sa sen se chi hela korota tanza wa ha he la ahana wan ta 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 tanza sa sha wa he ken. I just had it come to me. There is a program, at least it used to exist. I don't know if it does now, but Spring Forest Qigong with Chun Yi Lin. It's spelled CHYUNLI, I think. Chun, no, CHUN, Chun, Chun Li? No, why can't I? Chun Yi Lin. Anyway, Spring Forest Qigong. Put in springforestqigong.com. Find that company and look for one of the DVDs on energy on Qigong in the body. And that, if so, for somebody of you who are interested in this from the beginnings of the video, or like at the very beginning of this video when I was talking about doing energy work or having your family do it, you can do that Qigong and learn how to read energy really well. Doing that program. I think it's like level 1 if he still has his levels. I think it's level 1 Qigong or something like that. So you can identify things in the body and remove objects and move things around and transform things and turn them into butterflies and all kinds of things. Okay, I don't know why that came during your reading, but it must be that, there must be something that you're going to be doing having to do with energy work. And that's confirmation if you've already thought that. Okay. Moving. I see moving coming for you. It's just like you're getting ready for a new life. They're saying not even to worry because it's like in a way it feels like your body protecting itself for the changes. It's making you feel safer. Oh mama shashay one. Interesting. Some of it is to make you feel unappealing to your partner and to be actually unappealing to your partner too. So I would say to radically accept it and to take it as the protection, just take the protection part and see it as a test. If my man still finds me attractive, even though I'm not absolutely perfect with my body, I'm a little bit overweight or whatever, then it's a good test to see that he really likes you as a person and he can look past that. Shishinkai huain, sasa wa na taratatin, tatututsan, I think because even though I'm going to help you lose weight right now, and you will go down, you're going to go back up again when you get pregnant. And they don't want you to see yourself as being ugly. So they're wanting you to get over it now. They're wanting you to face the thing and say, it's okay, whether I'm big or whether I'm small, It's okay. Accept and love myself just as I am. It's going to work to my benefit no matter what. And I just saw all things work together for good. So just trust it, trust the process, and know that you're passing a test and you're not going to stay this way forever, except when you get pregnant again. Is she good? Tadasa sen puhuma natrakin. I feel like pulling a tarot card for some reason. I don't like it. You get it. Are you people pleasing? Maybe you gotta get past whatever arguments you're having with other people. Maybe it is pertaining to the kids, or maybe it's just like putting extra weight on you because you're stressed out because of everybody's opinion. Mental conflict. Who are you conflicting with? That could be actually like real fighting, like arguing with people, or sometimes it's calling yourself out on your own BS. So it could be that you're starting to discover some things about yourself that you didn't like or don't like. That's a yes. But they're saying charge forward and face it head on. Maybe learn how to do Byron Katie's work. Definitely do the thank you God for my misery exercise on anything you feel victimized by, for sure. People pleasing could be doing it if you feel like you're people pleasing. And I did give in a good channel to watch on Instagram in the beginning of this video if you want to go watch it. Now break free of something. Break free of something that's trying to hold you back. And take flight and go travel somewhere. And you could be coming into a bunch of money. So do what suits you and don't worry about other people's opinions. You might be getting married. This is like somebody who's husband material, somebody who's really grounded and mature. They know that they got it, you know. They got the Midas touch. So, okay. Well, I hope that helps, and I hope you start seeing some results soon. And I hope that something in there really hit home for you and helped. Okay, so now we have the last one, which is 2 questions. So what is this going to be? What is on there? Okay. We have a goose. Goose is 6181. 6181. Thank you, Amy. 2 questions. Could you help me zero in on a subject for me to focus on as far as my purpose or creativity? I'm feeling drawn to research or study, but just can't figure out where to start. Interesting. Okay, so where should she start in terms of her creativity? What's going to make it burst right open? I keep seeing you like, and there's a reason that I mentioned, I don't know, and this, if it was the reading before you or the one before that, but I mentioned painting. I see you like at an easel and just not knowing where to go with it. And then ending up like, I see you making pretty landscapes and painting flowers. And I'm not sure that it's more symbolic, like creating beauty in your world. I feel like some of your pieces you're going to keep for a long time on your walls. They're going to be really nice, really beautiful. But I'm not sure if you're going to do that. I don't think you're going to be necessarily doing that for a living. I think it's more like you're here to bring beauty to the world. You're here to lend your perspective of beauty to the world. You're here to affect those lives of people that you come across and help them to see from a more beautiful perspective. Transforming people's fear into hope and beauty and excitement and anticipation. I feel like you're also going to help people be focused on the now moment. So that's incredible. How to shake things off like the geese do when they get in a fight with somebody, they just shake their wings and get everything off of them. So you might help with conflict management. What is it called? Not conflict avoidance, but like conflict management, non-violent communication or something. There might be something like that that you're going to be helping with and setting boundaries. You might even be having, he might have your clients acting like animals and telling them how, how does a beaver deal with conflict? How does it, you're a goose and you're a beaver. Now settle the conflict accordingly, just to get them out of their heads and to do something creative to resolve the conflict. Oh, I never thought if I was a beaver, I guess I'd, huh, like just getting them thinking out of the box instead of the way that they normally think with their logical brain. Getting them, yeah, out of their head, basically out of their head and in a creative space. I also see something about you using create using telling people that using that analogy of having a blank canvas, you might even use that as a demonstration with your clients. I feel like you're going to have some clients. But you might have them all like seated around and you're up there at the easel and you have a canvas and you're like taking all these colors out and being like, there's that color, there's that color, there's that color. To me, this feels like home. This is a great feeling for me. But for some of you, you might be reacting negatively, like, oh, I hate that color green. Ooh. Or I don't like all that yellow or whatever. So here's your own easel. Put your own colors on here. Don't even worry about making something of it. Don't think about making a plant or a flower or an animal or whatever. Just put the colors that you like on there and see how they go together. How they, maybe it's watercolors, they kind of blend together or whatever. Um, but like, what are the colors that make you feel really good right now? And then pull back away from your painting and look at it and say, this is the life I want to create, and these are the colors I want in it. And those colors are probably clues, but don't tell them this during the time because you don't want them to get in their head and think chakras. But afterwards, you might talk about the meanings of color. Like you got a lot of red there. You might have to be working on that chakra, or so you might do a little talk on chakras afterwards, and or the meaning of the different colors and things. So I don't know, it just feels like something kind of fun and creative having to do with a combination of those things to help people get out of their head, basically. um Trisha Shane shape one. So I feel like that answers your questions in terms of like getting, what you should focus on in order to get yourself unstuck or get yourself going towards your purpose. Start playing around with a blank canvas and some watercolors. Okay. The second question, is this relationship I am in good for me at this phase in my life? I hate to waste precious time and energy if he's not ever going to match my frequency. So he's not of your level yet, and you're wondering, will he ever get there, pretty much. Okay. Hatsan Sen say hey one. Um, I feel like he has to. Like, I feel like he's already a good person, and like good people, their frequency is going to go up to the 5D eventually. But they're saying there's a more important question is, are you passionate about your connection? Do you really love him? Does he excite you to wake up to every morning? Do you respect him and look up to him in some way? I mean, none of us are perfect, but there, like when you think of your true love, you want to really look up to the person and not want to do anything to mess it up. So you're not going to be like verbally abusive to the person, for example. You're not going to be clumsy in the relationship. You're not going to feel like you can just mess anything up and you don't care because they'll just forgive you anyway. And it's all for naught anyway, because who cares? You're going to be like, wow, I would never talk to that person that way because I'd be scared they would leave, or because I just have so much respect for him or her that I just, whoa. So there's got to be like an automatic respect and looking up to. So is there an area of his life where, wow, you just really look up to him and admire him, almost like, whoa, holy cow? If he's not inspiring that in you, he's probably not for you. So I mean, he's probably somebody you feel kind of like you're training or you're raising, like almost like a teenager, it kind of sounds like. But If you're constantly having to teach him and train him and he's like a dog or something, start obeying, would you? Take out the garbage, would you? If it's like pulling teeth, it's probably not the one for you. Because the one for you is going to want to, they're not going to, like I said, they're never going to be perfect. Nobody's ever like perfect, but they're perfect for you. They're going to want to make your life easier any way that they can. So they're going to be doing some of these things that you want this guy to do naturally. You don't want to have to shape and mold somebody into what you want them to be. But you also have to have enough grace to accept their downfalls. Maybe they have a bad memory and they don't remember to do such and such, but they wanted to the minute they remembered, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So when we're gracious of ourselves, we can be more gracious of each other as well. Is the person that she's with right now, is he a true love? I feel like he is some type of true love option. I feel like he's more of a soulmate than like a twin flame or something like that. But I feel like he suffices for now. But sometimes it's almost better if you like, it's more honoring of yourself to be by yourself than to be settling with somebody that you ultimately know you don't want to grow old with, that you don't want to go the rest of your life without that person by your side. You don't want to experience being 70 and 80 without that person. If this guy doesn't inspire that in you, then yeah, why waste your time? You even said, like, why waste my precious time on someone who's not of my vibration? Set him free. If he comes back to you of your vibration later on, then great. But it sounds like you're willing to let him go, and it doesn't really sound like you're all that excited about him. Okay, let's do the general light language blessing for everyone. We're going to use a horse. Okay, so everybody just relax, take a deep breath. And as long as it's within all of your free will, and everybody involves free will, and it is within God's free will as well, and isn't infringing or on anybody at all in any way, I am going to amplify the energy of whatever you're wishing for right now. Yeah. Sashay wana taranta se wa hiken tatatansa se an. Hey, if you guys have any stories of what these general blessings do for you, any cool thing that happens when you listen to it, or that you feel is responsible for something happening to you after the video or something cool like that, like share your story down below if you would, please. Put it in the comments. I know that when I don't do a light language blessing, I get a bunch of comments like, well, you forgot the blessing. So for as important as it seems to you guys, sometimes I also don't hear comments about like what it's doing for you. So I'd love to hear. Shishinke no wae, or does it just give you peace for the moment, while I'm speaking the language, or like, what does it do for you? Epima shishente narutan se wakrita te na ai. Oh, hapana torosa sen shishi ko papa non tan san se ki wae en. Wa papa papa na torota sen shishi ke da tan se wae. Okay, guys. If you want to ask a question for me in next week's Ask Amy Q&A, go to my website, awakenedlands.org, become a member. It's pretty much free. You'll read all about it when you go to become a member. And then you go to the services tab, or go to the services page, and then you go down to Ask Amy Q&A. And please, again, just want to reiterate, please read everything. Please read what it says, so you don't have to come and ask me and then I have to repeat something that's already on the website. I spent a lot of time and energy putting all those words on the website on purpose to help you guys out and to help you understand what's going on. So have yourselves a great, great weekend. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for spreading the word about me to anybody that you can think would use me and or appreciate me, and sending you guys lots of love, and I will talk to you next week. Okay, bye.